Alright everybody, right, on this vlog I want to do something a bit different. I went out on my motorbike other day and I didn't have the sound on, so I just went round the village and just took a few sights around the village. Well, I'm going to talk about a few things that's happening in Thailand, but at the same time I'm going to be showing you going around the village on my motorbike as well. So it'll be like a talk over with the motorbike, on the motorbike. But anyway, we'll see how it works out. Anyway, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we'll check it out. Let me know how it is when you get it, because I've got no idea what I'm doing, to tell it truth, but I'm going to try anyway. We'll see what happens. Right, so a lot of things is happening here in Thailand lately. Apparently a lot of the tourist numbers are well down, and there's a lot of things happening in Thailand that's brought the tourists. Tourists have gone down a lot. One of them is because the Chinese have always been by far the biggest tourists in Thailand, and apparently there was a film star that got kidnapped at the beginning of the year. A Chinese film star, and apparently because of that, the tourists from China has gone down by 25%. A lot of people cancelled the trips over to Thailand because they thought it was unsafe. But I think the Thai police and all that, I mean, it's not an unsafe country at all. I mean, you get like tourists acting stupid and all that down places like Pattaya and Bangkok and everything, but it's not an unsafe country. Me up here in rural Thailand don't see police at all. The only time I see police is in roadblocks, so I wouldn't say it's an unsafe country at all. But you will get some knobheads down south, some tourists that act foolishly, shall we say, when they've had a few beers, and it causes a bit of trouble, especially with bar girls and everything, so it can cause a bit of trouble. But another thing is because of the tax system. The tax system has changed here, so I mean, this is why a lot of people might be going to places like Vietnam and Cambodia and all that. I'm not quite sure what the sort of tax system is over there, whether it's different to Thailand, but I know that Thailand has joined into this system, which is like it's done with the world banks and things like that. They've joined the system where they're trying to crack down on money laundering. So what it is basically on tax system is, if you stop in the country more than 180 days, if you make any income while you're over here in Thailand, you have to pay tax on it and you have to be registered. I think it's a bit different for retirees. If they're just on a pension and they just bring in the pension card, obviously the pension is taxed in their own country, and if they're only using a pension over there, well, that's different. But if you're earning money over here, and that can be if you're even doing YouTube or whatever like that, if you don't declare it over here, I mean, you can be liable for some fines if you find out about it. So a lot of things is going through like the banking system, they're clamping down on this, so they know how much what's going into your bank and all that, so things can get flagged. And a lot of people are having trouble actually starting up bank accounts. So I think if you're on like a long-term visa, there's not much problem with bank accounts. But if you're doing things on a short-term thing, like for 60 days, I think it might be a bit harder to open a bank account. And like I say, it's all due to fraud and money laundering, what they're trying to clamp down on. So basically, if you're over there for more than 180 days, you have to register yourself with the tax, to pay tax. And if you're earning over there, well then you pay tax. But like I said, pensions is not too bad because if you're taxed in your own country anyway. So anyway, so that's it. A few things that's happening here in Thailand, which is a bit frustrating. And they seem to bring out laws every 5 minutes. You've got all these new laws about motorbikes and everything. Now, I mean, when you come over here, a lot of people come over and think you can ride a motorbike on your normal licence. You can't. You either have got to have a Thai licence or you've got to have an international driving licence to hire a bike. Now, there's a lot of places that will hire the bike without no licence. But if you get stopped in the police checkpoint, whatever, one of the first things they'll ask for is your driving licence or international driving licence. If you haven't got one, you're going to get a fine. And it's normally about 500 baht and they'll let you go. So that's it, 500 baht, not too much, but expect to get a fine if you don't get an international driving licence. Another thing on the motorbike scene is it's law now from June the 1st, you're supposed to ride a motorbike with a crash helmet. Now, I see it all the time up here, loads of people, 3 and 4 on a bike without no helmets. And I saw some other day when we actually went through a police checkpoint and there were about 3 10-year-old kids on a motorbike, no helmets and nothing. And the probably bike weren't even taxed or insured or like that. Well, they probably hadn't even got a licence or all. But the police waved them through. So it might be that they will clamp down a lot on foreigners because they're going to get the money from foreigners. So that's it. Whether the police crack down with the normal population or I mean, if people rely on the bikes and have got no income sort of thing and they rely on the bike to get to work, but like that, I mean, the police will just let them go. The police, it's like sometimes if you have an accident over there, even if it's not your fault, if somebody runs into you, if they've got no tax, they can't afford insurance and things like that, what will happen is that they'll claim off on your insurance because you can afford it, even if it's their fault. But that's the system over there. Let me know in a comment. Let me know if you've had any mishaps with police on that type of thing. Well, you think I'm right. There's like one law for you and one law for the Thais. I don't mind it, to tell you the truth. It's their country. They make the laws up and everything like that. It's their country. But it's like when you go through national parks, it's a different price for you as a foreigner, as a tourist, and a different price for locals. that's the way it is over in Thailand. It's the same. A lot of things is like they look after their own people. I must admit they do look after their own people, except they don't have no like social security or everything like that. They don't have no backup like that. But they will look after their own people. On like I said, if people bring a foreign car into the country, there's a 300% import tax on a foreign car if it's not made in this country. That's why a lot of bikes and cars are actually made or shipped across to Thailand, assembled in Thailand, or they're actually assembled in Thailand and moved across to another country. Because if it's made in Thailand and moved over to another country, there's no tax. But if a car and all that is brought into Thailand, it's liable for 300% tax. So, and that could be, if you've got a £10,000 car in England and you want to bring it over to Thailand, it's going to cost you £30,000 in taxes to get that same car. So that's the way they work. It works to support the Thai industry. And I ain't got a problem with that at all. They're looking after their own people. You know, they're bringing jobs over to this country rather than making them abroad. I've got no problem with that at all. That's good. I wish my country would do that half the time, but they don't. Anyway, that's it. If you've got anything you want to talk about, please put it down in a comment and I'll get back to you. No problem at all. Thanks a lot for watching and I'll catch you later.